If you walk into the kitchen one day to heat up a plate of food and hear a voice from behind you saying, "Where are you going? That plate you're holding has a metal spoon in it. Take that spoon out before I ruin your day." Of course, I won't say who's talking. A little while later, if you go back into the kitchen with another plate to heat up, and this time you're sure there's no spoon or anything, it's a plastic plate to begin with. You'll hear the same voice from behind you saying, "Again, you never learn. You can't put plastic in the microwave." The truth is, this isn't just nonsense. What's being said is 100% scientific. You can't put either plastic or metal in the microwave. Welcome to our channel, Wonders of Secrets. But before we start, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell so you get our videos as soon as they're out. In 1945, while conducting some radar-related research at Raytheon, the American engineer Percy Spencer noticed, during a test of an electromagnetic device, that a chocolate bar he had in his pocket completely melted. Since Spencer was an experienced scientist, he didn't let this pass lightly. He deliberately placed various materials next to this strange device to figure out what was going on. Among these materials was some raw corn, and after a short while, Spencer was surprised to find it had turned into fully popcorn. Did he just eat the popcorn and move on? Nope. He grabbed a raw egg, placed it next to the same device, waited a bit, and noticed a strange energy affecting the egg, like a massive amount of pressure. As a result, the egg exploded in his face and the faces of those around him. But Spencer was thrilled about the egg exploding in his face, not upset at all, because he realized he had discovered something important, something that would serve humanity later on. What Spencer understood from this was that the foods he placed near the device, when exposed to a small amount of electromagnetic radiation, cooked quickly. He hypothesized that this would work with all kinds of foods, and he immediately started experimenting. Spencer created a metal box with a small opening that allowed electromagnetic radiation to enter while preventing the heat generated inside from escaping. This simple prototype became one of the greatest inventions of the 20th century. 2 years after Spencer's discovery, specifically in 1947, the same company produced the world's first commercial microwave oven. It was about 1.8 meters tall and weighed around 340 kilograms. Developments continued until the microwave oven reached its current form, and these ovens started spreading in household markets. Microwave sales in the United States grew from 40,000 units in 1970 to 1 million units in 1975. Then Japan jumped in, producing microwaves and flooding the market with them. Other countries followed, adopting the idea, and the microwave industry evolved, becoming simpler and cheaper. Initially called electronic ovens, their name in the markets changed to microwave ovens, and for simplicity, we started just saying microwave without oven. According to statistics, over 90% of American households own a microwave in their kitchen. Now that we know how the microwave story began and how it went from a melted chocolate bar to being in every home, let's talk about something important. The electromagnetic device through which Percy noticed the heating effect on food was called a magnetron. The magnetron is a simple device whose job is to generate short, focused radio waves using electrical energy. In other words, it's a converter that turns electrical energy into electromagnetic energy. To avoid diving into too many physics details about how the magnetron works, in short, when an electric current passes through, electromagnetic waves are generated. These waves start bouncing around in hollow tubes and exit forcefully from the magnetron's opening in the form of vibrating radiation. This vibrating radiation is the key. It's the main reason food heats up inside the microwave. Since the microwave is lined with metal on all sides, these vibrating radiations and waves come out of the magnetron's outlet, penetrate the food's molecules, reflect off the metal surfaces inside the microwave, and keep bouncing around, side to side, top to bottom, and then go back into the food. Because most foods contain a large portion of water, fats, and sugars, these vibrating waves start moving those molecules. When strong friction occurs between them, heat is generated and the food heats up. Now, you said earlier that we can't put plastic or metal in the microwave, but now you're saying the microwave is lined with metal inside. So what's the big deal if I put a spoon in there? Let me explain. Suppose you put a piece of metal in the microwave, like a fork or a spoon. The vibrating microwave waves, which move in all directions, encounter the spoon and find it's not easy to affect it or release their high energy into it. They're faced with a solid piece of metal, and that's it. Two things happen. First, a large amount of these waves bounce back toward the magnetron that produces them, which can damage the magnetron. Second, the microwave waves start interacting with the metal, moving the free electrons on its surface. These waves pile up until the electrons on the metal surface feel unstable and decide to jump into the air, creating an electric spark that could have serious consequences. Okay, but why is the microwave lined with metal inside then? The truth is, the metal lining the microwave is also dangerous. The only reason it's there is because it's essential in this scenario. Physics, it acts like a mirror that reflects the electromagnetic radiation to heat the interior space. Its danger might show up if we run the microwave empty because, in that case, the waves will treat the metal as just regular metal inside the microwave since there's nothing else to absorb their energy. So in short, the microwave is designed to interact with the water molecules in food and always needs something to release its energy into. That's why we can't put metal, dry foods with no water or run it empty. As for plastic, it's not dangerous like metal in terms of electric sparks or anything like that. Its danger lies in two things. First, plastic can melt inside the microwave because it can't withstand high temperatures. Second, the World Health Organization revealed in a study that heating plastic causes chemical changes considered one of the strongest causes of cancer. This is because during its manufacturing, plastics have additives known as endocrine disruptors, which affect estrogen and testosterone hormones, potentially causing medical issues and reproductive problems. That's why it's best to completely avoid plastic materials and only use plastics specifically made for microwave use. And if we can avoid those two, just to be safe, that's even better. That's it. We're done. Who reached this point? Whoever did, you are the best. Please give us a like before you leave so we can know how many of you made it to the end. And don't forget, if you have any questions or something puzzling you, write it down in the comments under the video so we can answer it. Peace.